today, the 25th day of November 2020. We want to call in a table the second interview where ACC don't conclude with the former president of Sierra Leone, Ernest by Koroma. In 1 week, 2 days, a day apart, 2 interviews don't be conducted. We, from October, where this interview be the try for take place, it not happen. But we want to say again, we tell thank you to everybody who make this happen. Like I said on Monday, we are moving forward. It's a process. But we too will learn about today. Now we go call in a table. But before that, make we look within na the COVID-19 status update for today. The labs them analyze 690 tests. 690 tests in the labs they analyze. Out of this 690 tests, 2 be turned out for be positive. 2 been turned out for be positive. The 2, one na from Western area urban, and the other one na from inbound passenger. Somebody from the diaspora. Inbound passenger. Inbound passenger now don't reach 40. They don't reach Cambia in number. So we go see per inbound passenger and Cambia who da go passing company now. Because as for Carine and Falaba, inbound passenger don't pass there. In next targets na be Cambia, it don't reach there. But look at the other numbers them look like. Because of the 2 positive case where we get today, the total confirmed case number now don't reach 2,408. 2,408. For the past 24 hours, nobody not lost in life to COVID-19. So we still stand at 74 people who don't lost in life to COVID-19. For the past 24 hours, nobody not recover from COVID-19. So we still stand at 1,829 people who don't beat COVID-19 na salon. The one them where they in quarantine na 77. The one them who don't discharge from quarantine na 12,166. Make we check and see what in the Mano River Union countries them can wait today. Sierra Leone 2, Guinea 66, Liberia 0, Ivory Coast 8. That one they give you a total number of 76. Liberia yesterday then we get 0. Today back then get 0. Okay. The cumulative death numbers don't change na Ivory Coast. And Guinea. Okay. Sierra Leone 74. Guinea 76. Guinea don't add 1. Guinea don't add 1 from yesterday. Liberia 82 and Ivory Coast 131. Ivory Coast don't add 2. Liberia lost 1 person to COVID-19 for the past 24 hours, and Ivory Coast lost 2 people to COVID-19 for the past 24 hours. Then they don't give it a total number of 363 people who lost their life to COVID-19 na the Mano River Union countries them. Again, make we not forget, COVID-19 is real. We will doubt say coronavirus not this alone. Okay. Make we just agree say e no did it. Inbound passenger them, who side then they come out? Coronavirus, e did it or e no did it? Eh? So if you believe say who side the inbound passengers then they come out, coronavirus did it, then they for make you think twice. For make you gather yourself, tie your jaw tight, and put on your face mask and make sure say you dey wash your hand. Yeah? Because we get a lot of people where they say coronavirus not this alone, not this alone. Holiday season don't come. People then from the diaspora they go salon, yes? Or they take test now before we go. But like they said, we take the test done, you dey go back by your normal business. You can catch the virus anytime, anywhere. And you go carry and go. Enter the plane, reach the salon. Salon back, they do test. A day, then go able to tell if you're positive or not. But please, make we adhere to COVID-19 measures them. Not the country. All right. Now to program proper for today. On Monday, ACC began the former president final warning for say if he not show up for make them interview him as them be want for do, then go issue a warrant of arrest for him. Well, everybody be they try for cock shoulder. They should say then are the big one then I. So the British High Commission began for stepping and foster this meeting for happen. Anti-corruption be tell we say the meeting be happen na one of the secured safe houses that they be happen. And after that one day on Monday, then be tell we say then get another interview on a time we them and the lawyers of the former president be don't agree upon. Kanaya, we discussed that, we left everything. That day they will be the close. I say, do ya? We not go on for you anything. When I get for get meeting, when I go on a meet and when I done. But oh yeah, not to say it be happen. This morning, round about the time way the former president for go meet with ACC, he be take on Twitter and say, I am ready for my second day of interviews with the ACC. He say in record. That's now waiting the former president say. Make I go over him again. Because as he say, some malpractice will take place now. Eh? The former president, maybe if you check the time, sometimes he don't they in for the interviews already. It don't reach now the location. But this now waiting is say. I don't ready for the second day of interviews with the ACC. I remain confident and proud of me 10 years of stewardship. I do my best for we country and I not do nothing wrong. And I no say I not do nothing wrong. Eh? All I have always wanted now for ensure say we all work together for move we nation forward in unity. That's now waiting the former president say. Say all waiting in be don't always ensure. Now for make we all work together for move we nation in a Sierra Leone forward, and how we go able for move and forward is say in unity. And then they in be tell we na Twitter. Okay. Say a network will not be post them. Because no wangi again say, oh, if something say, oh, na the media. Well, the former president also I post them and they be left. Although some people then be take them, then post them. But we na say a network, we not blow them. We just left house here. Anti-corruption now, after. Say, you know waiting? Make we inform the public waiting we don't do today. So this now waiting anti-corruption, then tell we on the press release. Then say ACC don't conclude the second interview with ex-president Dr. Ernest by Koroma. The anti-corruption want for inform the general public for say today, Wednesday, the 25th of November 2020, we then continue the interview with the former president of Salon, when Ernest by Koroma, where then be done begin back on Monday, the 23rd of November 2020. The interview now in relation to the investigation into allegation of corruption while in a be president of we country from 2007 to 2018. The second day of the interview, and then we conduct them now one of the commission in secured safe house. Then begin them 11 a.m. and then done them 4:30 p.m. 11 a.m. and then begin 4:30 p.m. 9 then finish them. Since we there, anti-corruption tell we say na 11 a.m. then begin them. Make we see waiting a be the time where the former president being tell we say okay. Former president tell we around midday Salon time. I be tweet that tweet day. So like I said, it be done day already. It be done day. Not to say it be done also before you go, but it be done day. Alright. Let's continue. Should there be need for further interviews? Take note. If need dey, if then things say then go need more interview with the former president, the same way we then communicate to her, now then go do back. And go communicate to the former president and in legal team. And ACC say, then they expect them for do accordingly, make themselves available as to how they don't agree. As to waiting, as to how they don't agree already. Which means say, they have an agreement today for say, okay, we tell una thank you. But just in case we go need for ask more question, do ya? We go notify una. And make una go make una self available. Day one, we no get no sonko, no ala. Day two, we no get nobody say security matters or waiting self. Do ya? If ACC get for request further, we dey beg. Make we not come inside again for talk this talk. Make it just happen like how it happen so. Okay, ACC say in this light, the commission wish for reassure the general public of its relentless resolve to fight all levels of corruption and effectively control it in Sierra Leone. Okay. That's now waiting ACC then be tell we. Alright. Where ACC don't give you updates done, the former president again take to Twitter for make we self know from your own side how it look like. Second interview has been completed, so the former president say. He say ACC don't complete the second interview. And in the head back to Makeni for make him continue for enjoy in retirement with in family and in farming. So the former president don't tell we now say in get farm. In they go back na Makeni, making go continue for enjoy in farming with in family. He say, let we continue for work collectively in unity for sustainable peace. Now this Sierra Leone where we all love. And go back na Makeni for enjoying in retirement with in family and in farming. Make we all work together in unity so that the peace we all get in Salon will continue. Now I show you now how Francis Benkefala be explain what happened. The commissioner in say the ACC don't conclude on allegations of money laundering and other corruption offenses. After 5 hours, he said we could not exhaust the issues. Listen, no. This now waiting the former, this now waiting Francis Benkefala, the commissioner in say. He said after 5 hours, we could not exhaust the issues. Another date will be communicated for completion of interviews and next step. Another day will be communicated for completion of interviews and next step. So the commissioner tell we say this not done it. This one is not done it according to waiting Francis Benkefala in tweets. He say he not done it at all. But ACC then say should there be need for further interviews, if we think say we need another interview, whereas the commissioner in say this not done yet, we go communicate to them when we want for complete. ACC press release in say should there be, just in case, Francis Benkefala say, I want to make you understand now. In say outrightly, this not done yet. But then go communicate to them for the next one we get for cam when I go complete. ACC press release in say, should there be, if we think say, just in case we feel for say, okay. So if na this press release, the former president thinks say in done, according to the press release, so in they go back for go enjoy in retirement. Well, Francis Benkefala, when are the commissioner for anti-corruption, think otherwise. Because according to waiting, we just read now from Francis Benkefala in on tweet, Intel we say outrightly, this not done yet. It not done yet. Make we come with Usman Toli. Make we hear waiting it gets for we today. Yes, Usman Toli, you get the platform, sir.
Oh, thank you very much, Triple A, for having me and for allowing me to talk on the ACC, then conclusion on the second interview with the ex-president, Dr. EBK. So today we see the second interview don't go successfully, peacefully. And as you clearly state, Triple A, the interview, it starts 11 o'clock in the morning and it finishes about 4:30 p.m., which is about 5.5 hours in one of the commission and secure safe house. Well, it not going to surprise you. It's a long hours for interview somebody. I mean, 5.5 hours. But it's important for those who say this is not the former president of the Republic of Sierra Leone, and he gets a lot of questions for answer. And this is important. Say some of the questions then relate to some of the ministers then, some of the former employees then, where they implicate them, say that the power bin say la sign this, and the power bin say la do this, and the power bin say la say that do this. So it not will surprise you if you take a longer period for ask so many questions to the former president, His Excellency Anes by Koroma. And EBK Anes by Koroma, as you say, I listen to you, Pat. I think say what thing and we don't likely come to a conclusion. Say, you go first. When we need you, we will call you back. I think now at the conclusion. Today we don't exhaust this interview, the second interview. But in case anything arises, or we may have something again, if we may have something, we will call you, make it come back, or make we can ask you questions. Now that I feel say both parties will likely to agree on. So I guess some few important and critical things then for talk about this second interview and subsequently the implications then and waiting at the next step. Clearly, ACC don't perform the constitutional mandate for interview the former president, and it's by Koroma. It's good without a warrant of arrest. Clearly, we're all happy for that, considering the status, the tension we've been on the rise in the country. No riots, no demonstrations. And clearly, supporters and sympathizers of the of Anes by Koroma, the former president, don't see reason now. Say for interview, somebody not constitute. Say this person is guilty. I think say all the commission themselves no get right for just arrest the man like that. All they need for do now for interview the man, especially now in the former head of state, we responsible for most of the things that we go on, and get for ask them for substantiate the evidence then we don't get. Then say they don't collect evidence. So they need some ask the president, questions them for let's substantiate those evidence. So I think saying that the importance of that. So it is important for everybody to understand that. I will argue and I say most likely if an officer another interview will take place. I don't think so. This is just my own opinion. An officer another interview because the evidence is there. The evidence is there. And they get almost about 10 hours, let's say, for the two interviews then. At least if they're able to get, they exhaust some of the critical issues then. There's a lot of things to answer. Yeah? A lot of issues then waiting for raise. So if they're able to get the evidence and substantiate that evidence from this 10 hours interview, yeah, or 8 or 9 hours interview, taking away the breaks then, I think say if they get a case for prosecute, they will prosecute her. Yeah. Now, let's remind ourselves about what in the process system where constitutional where the ACC can likely follow. Remember, the ACC they get what in called diversification strategy under the this commissioner. What will likely happen is that instances they not say they get enough evidence. They get two options here. One option is whether the case go to the special court, when the anti-corruption court. Don't forget, they get the anti-corruption court. And will either charge the case in a court, or maybe they do what they call assets. They call them non-conviction-based asset recovery, which is basically say, well, will you take your assets then? They will deal that. They will negotiate. They do on that way. That in another way. And the other thing again, where we therefore understand, there is another thing where pending, where still the former president still, I think, appeal, where the white paper recommendation, where the AG and Minister of Justice they pursue. And I think in the second part of the implementation, or the first, I think the first part of the implementation process, so then again, we know say the grace period end the 24th of December. So that again, after that grace period, then we begin enforcement. Where again, that again, a critical issue where we therefore think about. Okay, today, I think President Bill tweets. I don't know whether I don't know if not today, but he say public officials must serve with integrity at the court and short, and that unlike other commissions, citizens are assured that this government will fully implement all recommendations. What is he saying here? We all know say a lot of commissions of inquiry then we don't set them up, but no much has been achieved. Rather waste of resources. So what is he saying here? That he won't draw a line. Make sure say, all the recommendations then we the Commission of Inquiry make and we then don't react to, and make sure say those commissions of inquiry, those recommendations are fully implemented. Yeah. So the implication is here. The implication is this. One, they want score a political score, basically we would say. In the sense that when you think about the fight against corruption, it got implication in terms of the MCC's scorecard. Remember, we already don't qualify for the threshold. Now we are aiming at the compact. We in something where it will bring transformation in the country. Arguably, you can say, that's not just a way in order for let them qualify for the compact disc. That's not other way we go argue. Because don't forget, all NTR, it help towards some of the indexes that we in the score in terms of MCC, as I don't mention, in terms of the corruption perception index, where they measure the level of corruption from 0 to 100. 0 means absolutely corrupt. 100 means absolutely no corruption. Yeah. So it help for boost the country in terms of in these indexes that we will talk about. Yeah. Again, it's good for we in the country. It's good for we because this government also implicate itself just for tell the people and say, where we don't serve the government, where we don't serve we own administration, we are exposed to investigation. We we are liable to investigation. In as much as we all the talk say some people in the toxin are witch hunt, but also you have to look at that side. When we say we draw a line, not only in terms of this administration, but this an example for another for the subsequent administrations that we get for camp, for show them say, including this administration, say corruption, nothing where you don't serve your administration, we investigate you. This is why most of we happy. We are not supporting. For me, I'm not supporting any administration here. But the important thing is, this is a warning to even this government. Say, when we are done with our own term of office, yeah, you are also subject to investigations. Right? We know what in corruption in our country. We know, say, corruption is a cancer, not only to Sierra Leone, to most other African countries. So therefore draw a line. To crown it all, AAA, we are talking about the processes here. The process, the procedure. Yeah? I'm not even much emphasis. But the good thing about this is like a win-win situation here. In the sense that we the citizens then, we're happy for so far so good with these interviews. Because we've been getting so much people they come to a point for especially with the first interview with them in the table. You see confusion at Makeni, a lot of tension being happen, So now that this, you don't reach to this. Okay, AAA, I will stop here. Lagi other panelists them, let them make their own contribution. Thank you very much, AAA. Thank you, and thanks to everybody.
All right, thank you very much, Usman Tony.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Well, without you waiting, Usman Toli bring can at the table. Make we come with Usfriend. Make we waiting in the bring come. Yes, Usfriend, you get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, AAA. And thanks to previous analysts for able to give you an insight of what's actually gone and summarize some areas and some other areas, deliberate and explain details. And we don't see the second half of this interview here, based on waiting down the ground. We know say initially all this come about from waiting then try for describe as a criminal as a crime when a criminal crime, not to civil crime actually. And in terms of criminal crime, like the corruption can inside. And see inside this corruption wouldn't say be don't occur during in time of office, then pick out areas them. Wouldn't say in that area the corruption happen based on waiting, then they try for the allegations and waiting they try for interview and now on this particular issue. They take the concerning some mining, construction, procurement, contract them, wouldn't do under procurement, and then get the money laundering area. The money laundering area now it come about because of the areas they wouldn't see say he get money abroad. Then get that evidence. The other one when I decide when they say na procurement and contracts, then I decide those people that be the call for say na in sign this, na in sign this. Then the mining area would specify. I think see then call about one Chinese one and the other one would another one a sell a rutile. Would they say he aware of the selling of and the percentage and the type of tax would they for don't pay, they're not equivalent to what they arrange for the deal. So in other words, there was a kind of privatization of Sarah Rutile. So during doing this deal, the deal not be come out the way this present government say if fair enough so that the government will profit. All right, so that are the one side of it. So in the other area, and I get what you talk about the third party and then the scope of the offense. The scope of the offense, then what they don't look at, then try to back them up with some evidence and some side day where people then call for say na ain't aware. So it get for clear say now you or not to you, now you or not to you, based on the explanation. Then the other one the way they say he actually did a bit of an area of signing. So they get for color with the jurisdiction. The jurisdiction the one where the specification would they specify say now would they incarcerate you or not incarcerate you when they try for allege say that this you do inside this criminal act where you don't take money, you fraudulently convert them to your own to yourself, or you don't take a sum of it, you don't care and go. Or in other words, some other area back, you go talk about what they try for talk about waiting the proceeds what he gets from whatever they say na a crime. So based on those proceeds, now then the other side come, who side they say he get bank account, when the money laundering. Then at the proceeds, the other side when I decide then I waiting and he act in what he do in terms of now the kind of when they say conspiracy. For the conspiracy, the one day then why they try to put it a different way because when they make their own law, they get their own act. So some of them they don't call them like inside the high court. So then they get outside when they say conspiring the third party when he talk say you go ahead for do this here or they go do this here or not okay yeah the money go do them something like that or look the go ahead you sign up go ahead or go tell them and say telephone go do this. So those are the areas that we invite for pick up say now the areas that we bring them into this crime where they bring them now for saying okay the asset that we get then they above realistic value. The value when the realistic value now waiting in the hand equivalent to waiting he gets. So this time bring the case for letting go extra. But since some of them just show we say that for mining, that for selling route, and for this, the other one they will sum up to the 18. You go only able to know some of them if they follow the commission of inquiry because I didn't witness them they camp or some of the ministerial people there or civil servants there. Because some of them are not ministers or civil servants. So all those kind of things that you get for no who they make. But it's quite a long one. But the people and they wouldn't corner by the 18 will make up for me add up back the one the money laundering side. But you come now to the area for say, well, it's up to what type of evidence we can get and waiting then one for go in terms of jurisdiction specification now what they go do. When they go specify for that one day, then go say what you get for doing, you get for forfeit some of the other one they want at the bank account for the money laundering here. Because at the last part that one day where all these cases they come about now. The first one, in them don't decide and I may appeal for. Instead, if you don't get your jurisdiction, well now for forfeit some of the property where if you don't earn. I mean, sorry, some of the assets that we get were visible. So like the house when they say they for now they don't want Makeni. So that was the first decision. So now the second one where they go with now the body laundry. So if they get for come to a decision, when I for say this now we decide say that this with the official power then when they will get for give, for them will get for decide now say well this wire will get for forfeit back the one winner the money laundry you. So it all they come about waiting at your approach and then how they get for finally decide based on the statement when they will compare the house man only talk when they will say they will go. But I not say if then they caption the introduction and then Twitter, like the fella, he say that for corruption, based on this, and this. I believe say now the evidence they want, they don't say case not done. They say we don't go get what we want. That now the first apparatus of the case where they go apply in terms of this stage we don't reach. That this stage, because they go apparatus when they apply, but this stage they forget the one and they. So he left it now, they go sit down now and see most of the lawyers in back, because they're involved in it, they will go see now are this evidence for let them know first of all, is it realistic? Evidence go able for the law, go able forget the scope, order the offense come, and then whose penalties and now will go give. So that's actually now the stage what it be now. We not know anything else until finally they come up with for say, well, the 60% we don't left, the 40%, the information what they did, reach for cover them. But I not see in any case in terms of legality of a law. Because when you do this, you leave a window for the mother man, one of the defendant, in law them for capture you. If you don't charge the man 18, you have to finish. If you don't finish, you have to say the 1, 2, 3 up to 10. Now the number the one who waiting for cover the 16. You go give a room for the defendant for letting say go get for cover because you don't already serve him that one day. So if you go say this, don't refuse. So I don't want to go that I already deny. They might do it because human beings sometimes when they sleep for reasons. But I think you go see that people they go get up for argue, like they are doing every day in terms of legal cases. So I'm not so sure if they go get for stop. They might continue so that they go able for cover the own side of the law. Because if not for they go leave a window, so that they go get a merit for can argue them. And that go delay we back in terms of finance and time and suspense the rich and even instability in the country where you know therefore understand now. But all that one day, because whenever you dispose a security at the city, they give them special incentive. The only thing almost alone might not have that. But anytime you dispose them out, there must be extra spending when they spend. So all those kind of things, I know what I go feel say, the defendants in getting your side for hold on, and then the one that when are the one that we can't complain, when are the complainant them in that way, when are the one that when are the anti-corruption, then your side that for try for bring to evidence of waiting, then they try for change the man for. And then he said the man will get for try for say this way, but he will not go no because everybody is like seeing out. Everybody will happy. Some people can get a good spirit. So in Twitter, it might be to console him. Or he might say, we don't know what is the arrangement with it behind this. Because again, as we say about politicians, we never know beyond the lines. So I will question, but being that until everybody know, they might have a point where they will reach. When at that point when they reach, now we still don't know it based on the evidence, especially that money laundering. But the side that one day when they try to come, put the last side now. You see, and then they try for crimes, then get crime, then get evidence, based on some of the advisors them and other things them, or some leakage and happen. So those kind of things, then they try to hold on them, and then he will try to say, well, it's better I just try and be okay in the eyes of the public. Because you know, go tell well for let the supporters them see me this, and then I will create more tension. Because I need to me load, I need for carry on. But it's all up to whatever judgment will get for come out of that. But I only hope say as they do this, they left for delivering suspension and bringing things when sometimes then they say this because in the very them can fall at one time if you don't go and talk say the deal what they do now say a routine now running man business. He try for put her in quotes. That's for say would have just like every man they would tell team we don't teach. Take kind of anything we give me. So which is sometimes an approach where you create tension up to this day. So you know our diplomacy get for a call. That like the sign number one go sitting now then they try for bring this. So you go see the consistency of one thing that they say at the media and sometimes it's different from what they happen. So that we go see things clear. Things are going. So that then we're able to forgive the insights of the light. Inside the light they go, then we see a point that we all go see them. Rather than they find the light, then they say, look, this angle. So, but it's all up to how they have to settle it. And I only keep praying that people then will always learn a lesson in anything will happen, and then we get forget leaders then continue for change. And would they say like there is like a twitch of a change. But let we see how the change will get for effect in practice, not only in principle, in practice. Thank you very much for giving me the platform. And I only hope say leaders and whoever is civil servant we go able to think about the progress, because when you look at Sierra Leone, there has been millions coming. We've never seen it transiting. And the transition, I mean, the development in the camp, but it's not a big. So now this procurement business, when they go say, go build this bridge here, you they go make your own deal. So the bridge will for not last for 10 years because of the material and whatever you do at the time, it will last for a smaller time. So in they see money they come, but they go before. A lot of leaders and just try so that we're able to forget a better country where people then will able to turn back for go settle, and with that they will able to become somebody who will proud say at this salon. And thank you very much for giving me the platform. Let me continue for bless world. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Usman. I see a lot of people they ask money laundering. I just read now within the commissioner Francis Ben Kaifala say. He say ACC don't conclude the second day of questioning former President Koroma on allegation of one money laundering. Now within ACC say. ACC say then they investigate money laundering and other predicate corruption offenses. Now then they investigate. Yes, caller, they live on here. You name and who the call from, please.
Hi, this is Janet Matamusa here. I'm calling from the UK.
Yes, Janet, you get 3 minutes, ma. What do you get for it today?
I just listened to this interview with the ACC they carry out with the president, and I find out there's something amiss here. I know anybody where they follow this case, whether you go law school or not, you go ask the question. That is to say, if then they claim say the man don't commit the man been done, there's an alleged offense, for say money laundering or tax evasion or some other offenses then they try to put together. You ask yourself, and this is what ACC boss say na radio. He say we get the evidence. We know this, we know that. If you have all this evidence put together, and so that evidence they could lead to conviction, why are you wasting taxpayers' money for carry out 10, 12 hours of interview, investigation, or whatever that is? So me, with a legal mind, I have one thing and one thing only: the ACC not get in substantial, or we say sufficient evidence will go lead to conviction. Period. This is what this is all about. If you don't get evidence, and the other side way ridiculous to me is this idea then say the pass a minister then say the pass a last sign. How can they prove this? Where with the evidence with the support that claim they? So you find out say there are holes. And if you not get sufficient evidence for convict this man, look what they been doing in Timboden situation. They didn't have sufficient evidence. Then kept Timboden go court. That case fell flat on its face. Like this case for happening with the present situation. So all this long interview where they go on, so it is pointing to one thing only: they lack sufficient evidence which would lead to conviction. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Janet. Yes, caller, they live on here. You name and who the call from, please.
Yeah, this now Usman Mansari. They are Maryland.
You get 3 minutes, Usman.
Yeah. This now just like what I've been saying the last time. ACC, like way some people in say witch hunt. Then get some points if you insist so, because look like the former vice president Sam Sumana. It not power for about 8 years, but they never touch him. Can you imagine that? Then just pull people out and pull and try for. It's just like trying to forget political points. That's all I see. The last time I listened Ben Kalfala I watch I think even on SLBC. Yeah, where they talk a bunch of criminals there. when they rule the country. It's so ridiculous, you know. I go talk like that. You know, if you cry down the predecessor or the former government them that much, if you say that thing they not go come to you back, then go look on all the same. Yeah. Trust me, they not get a substantial evidence power. Most of them tear away they talk. Like the other time, you assess, yes, in estimation we make for Anes, they talk about say Anes in value all about 4 billion. That's like something like $400,000. The president of Sierra Leone, that basically he been make less than $4,000 a month. I say no, this is not right. I can challenge them. That's a wrong thing. Yes, they come to unconstitutional things that they happen at parliament if and let's do and then they back na corruption. Yeah, look at them back. I say right now, just we get a major one. What they right now? Where SLPP now the minority, but Madam they impose Speaker of the House at Parliament. Show this example, Balo no say you know neutral somebody who ready for work for the country. No, because a mother be put on there. If you do that now tomorrow, then they pull on and sit. So at the end of the day, you know, they all are just the same. Now the same people them. Trust me. The only thing at least if you can this year I just a fear let not go the wrong way. Like we get that big fear did the last time one else for can do this. But look how they do it smoothly. It's so easy. Yeah, 2 days, look what you would achieve. Yes. I mean, because we say now the media, we say now they create tension. Too much tension. This they call, this they say this they say that, and for most alone, they are the first time this will go after president like this what they happen. So sometimes in an army can blame Ernest too much because it's not the first time rumor in the camp from SLPP, hey, una jail una this, you know. So at least the thing they go smoothly now, and trust me, at the end of the day, then they go settle and will no say everything happen. But I know say Ben Kelfana na mother be they work for. Trust me, they try to score some points. That's all. Yeah, but at the end of the day, nothing not going to come Ben the same people and no more. So now they no more get foresee.
All right, thank you very much, Usman.
Welcome.
Yes, caller, ID live on here. Your name and inside the call from, please.
Yeah, I need to talk to.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, and I just want back up with him, Miss Janet said just now, because I really start totally see and get evidence. What's the evidence? How he knows say and get the evidence? You don't see the evidence for himself. Say yes, these are the evidence where the people can get against the guy. Then they take the guy inside, but you know will come and they convict the guy in a public opinion. You know, if they get the evidence, let them present the evidence. And let them can go to court and present the evidence. Let them see the evidence. But you just talk, see, and ACC, then they go ahead with the investigation and for money laundering and other crimes. So that means then they look for evidence still. If they get the evidence, let them present the evidence. But for people to convict the man on public opinion, it doesn't make any sense. That's my contribution.
Thank you very much, Ayo. Yes, caller, ID live on here. Your name and inside the call from.
You will hear me?
3 minutes, sir.
All right, this is Naibu and I call from Maryland. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. 3 minutes.
All right, thank you for giving me a platform. You know, this year I will not need for labor too much. Like the question on why they ask, I say, I don't know both sides if now politics and they play or they try for score a political goal. Why then they expose or leak the letter where they be bringing chaos in the country unrest. Now they don't do interview 2 days. No, nothing. Personally, then tell you say they don't come out. Why you not been doing at the beginning? We for don't count all the tension we've been there on before. Then the other thing again, the ACC sometimes they get for the mind them once the way they can talk now national television. I can remember where them in the interview Ben Kelfala na 98.1. Then they ask her about this trial where they talk about say na remand deal. Then say they don't conclude everything. the investigation. So if you don't conclude the investigation, why you not present a report to the public? Law know waiting at the outcome until you wait before the white paper come out. Then he say the reason why he been not being public the reports because the commission not been charged on the taxes because they say they're supposed to pay like a billion or million dollars, then they end up for pay now 8 million euros and dollars, I mean, to Sierra Leone government. So if you don't conclude all that day, why not being published and law will know what they go on? So same thing goes to this former president interview. Where they can go now television, now different thing they can talk. You know, they can contradict with the public. Me, I don't get for conclude, we get for wait, what you get for calm at the outcome. Now, Salon now, all man don't turn now a lawyer now. Everybody get in your own interpretation, the way they interpret this case, how they go. Now we give the people in charge, both sides, the ACC and the former president, let them go about their business. We, if they ever call the president again, the former president, we no one know. When they just go down and they carry them do and so, then later they can't tell what are the results. Lord not live about yourself. Lord left them and affect themselves. Thank you very much, people. Let God bless Mama Salon. Let God bless we all.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim. Yes, caller, you're live on air. Your name and inside the call from, please.
Yeah, Mr. Tripoli. This is Abubakar Sise from Manassas, Virginia.
Yes, Abubakar, you get 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you very much for this program. Ultimately, just want to ask the Sierra Leone population, especially the political activists on both sides of this issue, may they just allow the ACC for do in job. I mean, a lot of people are willing to go on social media, especially on the APC side. We threaten like Armageddon in that country today if something should happen to Anes by Koroma. Some man they say they even ready for sacrifice their lives for sake of this man. Well, maybe financially, the family then they don't profit from this man where he didn't office financially, so they're ready for lay down their life for this money as well. But what they fail for realize is if what the ACC they try for do, he able for provide evidence where they show say as this president either intentionally or unintentionally, knowingly or unknowingly, it contribute to anything, any decision, financial otherwise, who don't hold that country they in interest. Of course, you know go there above the law. And this BIO government we don't initiate this action. Then themselves no say they don't set a precedent. Where if they go out of office, no matter when APC come into office, then will subject them to the same kind of investigations. So this is fine for the country. This is fine for the country because the way people of the politicians they thief money with impunity in that country, because they know say nothing is going to come out of it. This one will put a stop to that one day. If you not stop yourself completely, at least some man will begin to think twice before they thief government money when they in this government in this process position at the government. So me they ask all the APC activists, SLP, may them just take it easy, may them just sit down, wait and see what thing they happen. In the long run, this will be for the good of this country. It will be for the good of this country. We brother them, we sister them within a salon. We want for let the pressure go down upon, may the pressure come up and we, because our thing is difficult at that point. That's so the question they cannot for help them. So I mean this program, please continue. And another thing I want to add, if you allow me. One time, I think that this Mr. Ibrahim at Los Angeles, we ask you for make you ask the subscriber them. If only a minimum of $1 each person, a minimum, every month, you say Mr. AAA through this show, you go able to effect some development at that country, the way go better the quality and the social life of that country day. So me, I totally encourage you for make you go through that, make you take that into serious consideration. You get a lot of support that they will ready for support you in that move day. So please think about it very seriously. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Yeah. Yes, caller, you're live on air. Your name and inside the call from, please.
Oh, this is Nasanu from the call from Ohio. How are you, pa?
Good. You get 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah. So all this back and forth would they go on between his ACC and the former president. AAA, that country day, we need to revisit the constitution back. That constitution day, now they flatten most of that decision that would the ACC can one take. but based on their constitution, what they don't make. I go see a constitution of Sierra Leone will give almost 90% power they give to the president. Most of those contracts what ACC they try for investigate, they say this na then contract, they know how what I'm going, then contract then get to wrong people them. Now based on the powers of the president who did in our constitution. This separation of powers will not agree in our country day. You know, we just believe say if for pure separation of powers for all in our country, most of them procurement then for pass the parliament. Most of them did let them go through parliament. My brother, as long as this constitution, the law agree for reduce the powers of the president, even no matter if you come out tomorrow, that's all they get for end. My brother, that's what they get for end. Not you know they come out behind that. Because the constitution will give power to them people that hear so much, they go below nothing. Parliamentarians just don't they. Ministers just say, but the president they do everything because of base of this constitution. Then the other thing again is a anti-corruption by the Kampala they try. I mean, man, I like him. The problem is they talk too much. You as an investigator, they talk too much. Just do things on the ground. When you don't do things on the ground, come out to the public. Say, this is what I found, this is what I got. But when Kampala, they cannot admit that too much. Not just when FBI they investigate. Not just the internal people that hold the control about their money with step and then contact the no. Doing things. You assignment. Come up with a surprise to the people there. But every after go to the media. Every after go to the media. Every after go to the media. And they disturb investigation. If somebody will tell us, say, when they do investigation, let go on, let do them secretly. Let go to Canada media so all the time. If they want to interview them, say, okay, talk to my PRO. Talk to my PRO, let them go report all that thing. But making a big investigation, some major investigation, let keep us silence. Let's keep them silent. Then even the issue of this man, that because of the recent year and the social media and the big session, then beside that, now arrest that guy. Now arrest him. No cause about that. You know, then they bring all this draw. Let the man investigate independently. Let me make a secret. Let bring out some solution outcomes that people are going to satisfy. But every 2-3 then at the media. Every 2-3 then at the media. That's my contribution, bro.
Thank you very much, caller. Yes, caller, you're live on air. Your name and who the call from, please.
Yeah, it's the call from Greece.
Yes, sir. You get 3 minutes, sir.
So my contribution towards this corruption allegations, then this is not a new thing. But you know, then as or you do one side or you need know what they happen in the country. We know say the past government and be corrupt, massless one. Even the Auditor General's reports the way they come. Even to this last 2019, then call inside the all and pick from 2014, 2016. So the thing is clear. The people have messed up that country there to the last. It's not about party issue. It's not about saying red or blue. No. We need to look to that again. The corruption stop. If you stop in that country, they let people afraid. Not to think what they need for the idea. What the man go let them call and maybe say, let the announcer say the man they can't ACC, they go answer what for answer, what to think for idea. Because if you begin the idea that now the same thing will happen to the other people. Now Tom what they say this person thief. So man, you know self say this person thief. But they beat a local thief man. They just say thief, they carry the wapper. Without fit for wapper, you know investigate self. They wapper. Later now they go explain that this person is thief. But them big man they wouldn't thief, you know, normally they say then thief. All man know say that these past governments will pass the thief. Even this one, we just wait for the Auditor General's report. We come back, we don't say the thief. Not to think for IT thief man. Let the announcer, all man like social media, even the power come on interview, you post them. So the ACC, we know for post what they do. Let people infiltrate corruption at that country, then that they demand they do. It make people where you put, you know, me say government business now for go help people them, not for yourself. Help people them, then are the best. But you go there, you snap the good thief. You the good thief for waiting. It's not necessary. where they give government post. And the Bokuma libelous, where you see some man, where see down they pass, some minister pass, they go like, hey, the party, now for them put on again, that's where they own. Let them go na farm, let them go farm. We no say no one work for the people, they go na farm, go do your work. Not the way you don't can't where them put you side, you go thief. Salon man, no one suffer with bond them for low get money. All we to want, let them put you some side, we find all level the thief. Say I want billows. No, with man is a live so. With man no say no more we will continue. So we retire, they get retirement. Although Africa the retirement benefits is too small. But let people and be content. We work, get money, invest. Work, we get money, invest. Now little thing, just invest. You get book money. But no, Abob say we they like some man they pass off right now. They pass the belly as them put up papa. Like it 10 years, no worry. You need do nothing for that. You want no more party when you can't sit down, you thief, you get money overnight, you reach. You know good. Let the man harass you, man. They would that thief, let the harass, let pay, let go to jail. Let the next man free corruption. Say me what be minister or be this. So man go they run away. Say what they say can't take ministerial post. They run away go because they go say hey, after this shall go investigate me. Now the thing and the no market.
Thank you very much, caller.
Yeah.
Yes, caller, you're live on here. Your name and who the call from, please.
Yeah, Mina Ezekiel Tripwe. How are you?
Good. Ezekiel, you get 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, me on just an appeal, general appeal kind of for the entire Israelians, whether home or abroad, particularly with regards to the fight against corruption. They share the frustration and so man, the kind of thoughts with and they go about, particularly with the fight. But one thing I want that we all recall, is it true that we nations, all this while we all the cry say there's corruption? The answer there is yes. We don't ever see such a robust measures for really fight corruption. The answer is no. And I also see why people, they really show a great deal of frustration or whatever partisan support in the show. Because waiting they happen so now is unprecedented. And this is very good for Sierra Leone. For make we see accountability, they take preeminence. For make them go bring the one that we now will lead us to book in this manner, it not ever happen. So for say really we expect everybody for be on board, for understand and appreciate what they go on, it not get for happen. But does that mean the process not for go on or not good for Salon? No. So let we look at the bigger picture. Let we watch and see how this process they go. Like somebody said, both parties are cooperating. And sometimes in Sierra Leone, when I look at the media houses, they too know they really help out with the situation because now then they prejudice the situation before it come out. Now they make they see a whole large following. Whatever we do, EBK don't rule. He has following. He's loved by a lot of people. I understand that, and everybody needs to understand that. So when they publicize that one, they don't mean say it will happen that way. But let we all take caution and allow this process. This is very good for Sierra Leone and for our own future, particularly the young people. Let we know say we own future which be done in the hands of we leaders where we're not able to grow. Now the time this they don't decipher unveil. Let we give them the chance. I think that no more than my appeal. Let we watch the process unfold and let we see the good this will bring to the nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ezekiel. Yes, caller, you're live on here. Your name and who the call from, please.
Thank you very much. Mina Leone from Australia.
3 minutes, sir. Good.
Thank you very much. And to me, I believe say we want for comment both parties for which they go on at the country. At the end of the day, both parties don't show leadership. And both parties don't show, say, at least no one or they above the law. There is a constitution. The ACC gets an act, again, your own power we get to investigate any ongoing corruption where they feel say a corrupt. And as long as when this don't happen, I believe say this is a very big precedent where Sierra Leoneans will appreciate. For the first time in the history of Sierra Leone, a sitting president is under thorough investigation. you look at the timeline of how much the investigation take place, over 7 to 8 hours investigation. That's a heavy investigation to any scale where you look at them. If you look at an investigation, for let a sitting president go for an investigation for so many hours, so long hours, that means a lot. So Sierra Leoneans get a chance for the process for continue, and both parties, I believe, say get a responsibility for know how did they respond to the media outlet when did they interview them after the interview don't take place. Their response now ain't go calm the situation down at the country. The response then they escalate, propel the tension within the country. So we the big both parties for show a lot of restraint. How did they address media houses them in the morning hours in Freetown or anytime where the media outlet and begin interviews them for give response to how the interview go. I believe they then get a responsibility also for calm down the situation. How do they respond to the media outlet? And like how we don't say, the constitution also needs to be looked at, and we also advise the ACC for look at when these all investigations don't happen, waiting at the lessons learned, waiting at the recommendation where they go put in a parliament, whether for review the constitution of Sierra Leone, things the way surround like procurement, things the way surround especially then signing of high-scale contracts will involve the country in future, especially mining companies. How they go able to look at them, how they will go to a parliament, make sure say the whole thing is transparent, the citizens of Sierra Leone are educated before ever any government they go into their mining contract here. Because that is what they drag Sierra Leone. Because at the end of the day, Sierra Leone is not a poor country, my brother. We are the richest country on earth. I can tell you this, Sierra Leone is the richest country on earth. I don't know why we the fool ourselves say we're poor. We are not poor. Sierra Leone is a very rich country. I can tell you, if we take the Western country for ruling for 6 months, you go believe say Sierra Leone to a poor country. Why Western countries they will not get the natural resources, they grow in that kind of space here. That's the result of corruption where they will curtail. And if we not curtail corruption, at the end of the day, we the voters continue for wallow in the mud of hunger, disease, and lack of social amenities there, where the build future and the future of the generation yet unborn. And at the trap we will find ourselves. I can't see no reason why minute population of politicians become extremely rich, while the vast majority of Sierra Leoneans drastically poor. You can't compare that. You look at a country we get diamond, gold, iron ore, fisheries, rich agriculture soil. We continue for day in this kind of situation. That is compelling, man. You can't argue this out. A country rich in resources, country they're at the lowest scale of poverty, country than in the world. How are we going to explain this to our great grandpikine? A question needs to be asked. Nada Namion take. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, concerned Sierra Leonean. Yes, caller, ID live on air. Your name and who the call from, please.
Yeah, hello, honey.
Yes, I get 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, PSG from Paris. Hello? Hello? Okay, now, first and foremost, then this is the one way they go tin up the hala for Anes. Because I didn't call him doctor at all. We do the right thing, I'll call him doctor, not a doctor for me. The right thing we do. The one that we go tin up Mr. Triple with the hala at that place the last time, go demonstrate this and that. It's really shameful. It's shameful, bad. This country, like other parts of condition, will come out at the platform. This country rich. We get minerals. Beaucoup, the country small. We not even reach 10 million or 9 million. They will suffer, then can suffer in there. Then they try for fight this corruption. People don't agree because people don't get a selfish end. The one they son of power, then take them, give them. Then when they all dance on that place, now the one where they be the thief, they give them, where they eat from them coffers. But Mr. Triple, now one thing, you overlook me. The last time I've been giving information, I tell you something put on this platform. You give me an interruption number, call down, the neighbor pick. I still get more for tell you. If you want, I go send for you audio, may you follow them. Because if I talk now, if you send them anti-corruption, you send people that go investigate, then they cover up and they cover up. You come and not believe what is Salon police, 50%. Particularly that upline area. At the time, not the proper one. Makeni area, sabi the proper. Yes. I still get sorted for pass with this corruption for fight another country. The sectors and they. Then number two. Yes, number two. Now this man let effect the corruption. Ben Kafala. May no look to nobody. May no look to no will effect the corruption. Yes. And number three, label and levis talk, let left politics for talk say Ben Kafala for President Bio. Now for some people they work for we. Not to President Bio they work for at all. Many people live in may put politics aside. It's not fine. May them put region aside. It's not good. Corruption, any country where the country will grow. We see how they affect this country, we see. Like, yeah. We see that country in Africa, with them small, with them big pass we, who small. They grow, they go before. Why we? The number four, this still them do so if you know what happened at the history of Sierra Leone for they investigate a leader. And not trying to investigate other people for investigate. Make them give chance to the man they work. This will be a precedent. Like I'm trying to talk and say, we picking say if they live, if Papa live Amanda, he believe in Papa in trust in pocket. We see President Bio and the government they say they fight corruption, so they believe themselves. President Bio believe himself. Me they give me natural, not sabi himself. Yes. But it affects them because you know, see, if you come on a like 50 years, you come out tomorrow, then go check him. If the final say he's wanting, so he believe himself. If the man is corrupt, we can say we should let himself he take. But we know see while the country before, he get the country at heart. Then make if say let him fight the corruption, let the country before. And that man at the talker every day. Like I try doctor talk no more. 95 or 96, I don't know if I'm wrong or right. Because I know sabi not like right A like Paris or France. I know sabi A. But that man, what he be do that time day for take power, hand over, not all my do. Me go I know do that particular time day if I don't boy. So man go there like this million so, and not going for done at all. If you should not you don't feel, if you should not embezzle, or you don't make bluff, but you do. So let left the man, let them fed the corruption, let them pull section business partner or travel business partner or party business partner. Yes. Number five, yeah. I don't give one short thing. Say Saturday at the Canal platform. Say, people, if you chance this, give me 10 minutes. La put a bombshell na saloon. And what they talk Saturday by God in power. I get for travel. I get beaucoup for but I don't mind. I work by foot for not get train for Cancer Paris. For can't talk. For tell now. Yeri. Then why I go for talk? People don't go for join this platform. People don't go talk say what that boy talk na true. We na beaucoup evidences. And now I dey work on and back. Na the Boo area. Na the Kenima area, na the Makeni area. If that thing where they can't talk about, if you don't ratify, but no say not ratify because I don't call that place the people they say not ratify at all. Say and it's come on power. Yes. And that man when you talk so, when they say not draw, Samsumana, this two other can't talk about it inside. Now here in boss, now the two, although in the power na harness, it get 80% or 70% of what will be happen. We didn't do to Salon people. Salon people, if I not like millions of people, when they mean thief. When they suffer, you get police among, you get soldier among, you get civilian among, you get businessman among, businessman among, you get student among. Me when I mean this is they among. Now part of that thing they do. Yes. But we Saturday can go hibam by God in power. Hear So thank you very much for giving me platform. Saturday, let all my OPS are ready for bomb the shed. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, PSG.
Okay, no problem.
And TPSG don't tell where, Saturday. If you not can well, you miss. Yes, caller, I live on here. Your name and also I call from, please.
My name Koroma. I call from the United States.
You have 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, Triple A, you can always talk and say, each and everybody, your opinion matter. Just like how, everybody in your opinion matter, that's what the end back at saloon, then decision look matter. The one in the go down so EBK, that day where he appear na ACC. We'll be 11. Most of them people and they don't really look different from some of we. We're even in a diaspora. Can you imagine the former president? This is a high-profile case. It just don't go 2 days. Some of you they go out of patient now say, let them try cut the matter. As far as waiting me know, na salon. All the court cases and when if even a Maggie, you go keep at home. Believe you me, you must appear court 1 or 2 days. Before they cancel, conclusion. But now, just 2 days. I mean, when they talk about, if evidence, blah, 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 I mean, taxpayers' money, hey. Then the other thing, let me say, sometimes, let not watch also forum, not watch also sleepy. Can you imagine this Northwest, the former government, then go create, boku constituencies in your advantage. So many just get speakership now, parliament. People and still look upset. If really waiting when they talk say, I mean, APC will get majority in our parliament. If not true, really, say, then we get the kind of population. Like when they get, I mean, majority of the parliamentarians are not thinking before even lost that election. But just because, they're under particular status. Now, that makes, the typical example, Mickey always talk about, is an actual example. The by-elections, and when they take place for that, now then side and go create, then our constituency. Every south side and go maybe not so even less than half of the population, but then they vote out. Then, despite that again, now when this current government on talk about census, then so look of Sebora. And the census, by the grace of God, men and go and no try no few on that country. But I'm here for such people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Koroma. Yes, caller, your name and who the call from, please.
Yeah, this is not Mike. I call from Philadelphia.
Yes, Mike. You get 3 minutes, sir.
I just want to tell some people, not left for wasting our time. ACC not able to convict Ernest. ACC not able to convict Ernest. Okay, not left for wasting our time. Everywhere and they wasting our time. They wasting our time. Benkefala and Madabio they wasting our time. Okay. The money that we don't collect already, let them build the hospital first. Lord no say waiting with the corruption when they fight, they mean business. The corruption when they fight, now corruption don't make no sense. It's not one-sided corruption. And then they waste too much time, Salon people, and they waste too much time. Now 3 years don't go so, 30 days and day after next. I waste then when I wake up, as Salon people when I wake up, then people are wasting their time. Yeah? They're not able to convict Ernest. Benkevala not smart enough for convict Ernest. You don't get evidence. Because if you get evidence, you don't go to court. You know, go interview somebody 310. What if you don't take this thing and go to court, you go interview the person 310 and you want to make them the fourth time. That means you don't get no evidence. You look for something for holy man, so you take and go court. Benkevala left for waste the people in time. Then they pay you more money in that country. They do his job. The corruption now, on one-sided corruption, they fight. Fight a fair corruption. Let people know say this is a fair corruption. They fight both sides. So the people can go stop for saying now which aunt, Where they fight one side all the time. Corruption they go on this other side. They make like they see. The same thing when they bring Ernest for so. When they bring Ernest for so. For Sarah Rutal and all the other thing, all the other company they need. Now the same thing they want back they do. Now the same thing with the airport. They go launch the airport. They not take and go parliament. Now the same thing they want they do. The same thing what they condemn APC for. Now the same thing they want they do back. Exactly the same thing. But it seems like say Benkevala know they see that one day. What do you want to left for waste people in time, man? When I fight corruption the right way. When I left finance, when I build the country, we need light. 3 years now when I don't spend, when I still fight finance. What? Now politics business or now corruption they fight. When I left for waste people in time, man. Some people when I wise up, man, everywhere they wasting our time. I distract them, they distract now because they know they do nothing. Absolutely nothing they know they do. Nothing. All day they rip launching, nothing they know they do. The country just they backward, everything expensive. And they just dip and launching. I'm your contribution no more.
Thank you very much, Mike. The phone line don't close. That's the one where I want to make we understand first. And I see people in the comment section, they come and attack people personally. If I first turn this for join we in a Share Network when our family, we believe say every man get rights to your opinion. Even though you not go agree with the person within the person they say, which is fine because we all not go speak the same language. Now, make inside our country itself, you get different language and different tribes them within our country, but we all inside there for able for live as one. We now with a block person. If now you first stand this, please not attack people and personality. Please respect everybody, because now with only love and respect, you can able to correct somebody with respect. But the way I see we dey go so, soon we go begin block una. Please. I just want to make we get the understanding then I. Yes, caller, I live on here. Your name and who side the call from, please.
This is Alhaji Sudan.
Yes, Alhaji, you get 3 minutes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. First of all, I think we the Salon people, we love assumption. You know, a lot of us would assume, say, na jail water, na this, na that. Nobody knows waiting in the interview the man for. And the other guy with the interview that time, he say the first interview, he said that was 20%. He said out of 100%, he said that 20% they don't do so. So if you don't do the second one, I don't believe say the second one at 80%, we're gonna make the all the interview done. There are some areas where they investigate people, it different. Even CIA, the association, you understand it? They just can't grab they call you, they investigate you, they release you go. They check the documents, they call you back, they cross check because they don't want to be on the wrong. They don't want to just assume, say, this is what you did. Then they hold you up. Some people they're not wise up, a lot of stuff for assume. Assumption not good. Because I know a lot of people that say, because the man a Sierra child or nativity. We don't know. Because even Ben Kefala, they give you an update. Tell you say when this money what the man according to what in they pay every month. Inside 10 years, now this amount of money forget. But when you look in premises there, you understand the money is far double what it earn. So the one who said the extra money to come out. So the things into Boku we don't know, but yet we assume say the man is innocent or they need proper they need for investigate more. Yes, they need for investigate. We know we left for assume. We stop for assume. Even if you get you myself like you don't go work and say quick I don't assume something about what they don't go to. This assumption they kill we. If they kill we, it make we want to go backwards. Let we stop this assumption. I mean, look like Steady Bongo. I see one audio. Steady Bongo, the big Papa government said you are open the coffee for me that they will the musician and they know they get money. Somebody go pataka. Personally, the cost a serious one. And I've been seeing myself in this forum here. Now I've been writing you again because I see and I agree. What are the plan and pass 9 million understood. We can't just assume for people just like I talk now so. Everybody with an opinion. But this assumption, I don't pass mark, I make salon they go bien. I make they go bien. So look, we give the guy a chance, let them do the proper investigation. They know we can't leave this money right now. They don't go jump on other investigation. They investigate for doing one at a time. If you're not the big fish, okay, let them try and solve the big fish your own problem before they go to the small fishes. Let we stop this assumption. Thank you for giving me the platform.
All right, thank you very much, Alhaji. Yes, caller, they live on air. Your name and who side the call from, please.
Lawrence Fox in London in a salon.
3 minutes, sir.
Yes, well, quick, let me come quick, Tripoli, Kakano, the Kakana farm. But we don't tell you, it be mixed by the corruption. That's what you tell you. So you retributive justice, that's what the Bible tell you. He that has no sin, let him cast the first stone. Let pay for everything in on thief. Most of that points that they make, that be long history. Kabat tell you building thief. That we know that. But also that point that they make. The point I'm making here is when Kelfella get issued, then we get 140 billion news so able to find out the thief man they hit. We get arrest charges, then we 15 count charges they come more against them. We get $1.5 million way chief minister. So you see, if you're not concentrate on your host, you don't clean your host, you don't clean the backyard. You're not clean your yard, you're not clean your host. You don't clean your own backyard, that makes sense. I mean, look at a political witch hunt. And it's a political witch hunt. It is. It's a political witch hunt. Because I don't form commission of inquiry. If you form commission of inquiry, you talk about corruption. Start from where Kaba Binde, that's the SLPP. Say Koroma Kam. What are you? They're not being make judge over Israel. The institution of the state, then did they for fight against corruption. For we bank council, we not see any SLPP man with the fight against you. I not see none with the fight against you. None. The chief minister, chief 1.5 million above case. You know, investigator well, just one day, don't say the investigation done. Koroma, when you talk about SLP, APC, they don't go commission of inquiry. What is now you tell me say you don't question the man 2007, you don't check question the administration from 2007 to 2018. So why do you continue for questioning administration? So it's a political witch hunt. That's what we're looking at it as. Then you look at them and say they don't fail. They have failed. And I think the money we Tripoli, 95.5% of the picking them fail. They don't give you answer, don't question them. Madam, you promise we put in there, promise we bakery, promise we the airport, promise we bridge, you don't give me nothing. That corruption, that's for me, as I look at all. Madam, you come and the money with the Allah, inflation day 15%. We what they talk about, we see so German Sandy, they go take people their land. So German, they're not even going to court, they're not even respect the judiciary itself. Now corruption, that's boo. Left with Pandego to right now, people there, they look constituency 110 election, cabinet calendar, the mass election box. They see Arata, they go, it is shine sword so for kill people there. They don't arrest Arata. Austin Johnny go, they put statement and they arrest Austin Johnny. Forest Guard then go. Forest Guard for in a village, then they are city, then they book people there. Oh, it's not corruption, that's boo. And left with torment. Yeah, I know some team not done. We torment Tripoli. Tripoli 90 we torment for. They left for the continue for harass with life. And harass and harass with life. So then we'll give you the economic benefit to vote for them for. That's important to Ibra. Kakana drive Kakana farm. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Kakana
very
drive
much.
Kakana
No,
farm.
Law left that one day now. Law left are big. Eh? Thank you very much, Lawrence. Yes, caller, they live on air. You name and side the call from, please.
Yeah, this is Omar from Minneapolis.
Yes, Omar, you get 3 minutes, sir.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you with me. I don't get no dog in the fight. I just, voice something really, really concerning as a Sierra Leonean. I hope that people where they look into this stuff, they look at that glass or that lens too. But I get a question where I want to ask for before I begin the contribution here. Just like the United States, then get any stated amount of money where a president for earn Sierra Leone?
How?
Like, salary wise, the president like 400,000 they do a year, but because of the perks then where they do. So not the better money the president they make, but because of the perks them some other amenities where they come with, I know they pay for that way.
No,
So
I'm not
Sierra
getting
Leone
an
gets
idea
that.
about that.
They don't
don't
get
think
that.
so.
Okay.
I don't think.
That make them very difficult too for Lego able to ascertain how much a president they make, whether or not this you don't make, not this you don't make. And then you go beg the question again, if you get a huge amount of money, whose side are they come out back to? See, so two sides of the coin. I think what you for need for do now for designate an amount of money where because a president forget like an income, say yes, now your own income down a year or per year. Everybody don't know. But if you go investigate something where because another stipulated amount, say now this president they make, I don't see how you go determine, how much you don't make or so. But also on the flip side of the coin too, if you don't get too much money, because the people the question, I see how the question they come in. But I think that one thing in the way Sierra Leoneans or the constitution for really spell out how much presidents for make. Then people that know now say if you go in abundance, say trouble for them, something they happening. But now I can start with me contribution. Investigations, they're not a small stuff there, This are investigatory stuff will still like not so. Yes. Even in an advanced world there, some investigations that they take for long. All they need for is transparency. We one time would call for one thing, next time if somebody come, they explain you the transparency of the process where to go on. Yeah, we back say yes, this is a problem. This person like this for come show up now media, this that. But now the transparency, the person they try for make for everybody knows how we did, how the process they go. Because if they do and we don't understand what thing they go on, we begin question and say, hey, where that thing they would have been don't tell me about Friday. How far the long go with that? Not so you and me the question about that too, correct? Yes. But then this person come back for tell we waiting at the thing again, where to go on, there's a problem. They say this person they overreach too much, or they show they break. But that's what we ask for them people and they for to do for very transparent. So I don't see a problem with that on the person they can't tell we or update we about stuff. Even letters they say yes, we'll call this person for camp, let it tend to we questioning and this that. I don't see a problem for that, because they want to let people know what is going on. One thing where I know say Sierra Leoneans they not get question about it's the corruption of that country. Every which way, election at the bottom, small one, you don't see. And if you born at Sierra Leone, you not go tell me say you don't want to see, you want to see corruption like that. So I not see say anybody would deny say there is no corruption there. You don't understand it? That is triple A go deny say corruption not it is, or you know one day face on Sierra Leone. Okay. That is no question on the part. Now, we talk about, politicians and don't poison we heart and other stuff and this, that. But I think that we individually, we the citizens then, the flame, with the fuel, the flame sometimes then you see, would they ask for one thing, people when they come for can't go the right ways, we still get irritated and impatient, we want to jump the gun and say, hey, why this not be so, this not be so? Let the process take in course. Now that do for do if in democratic places, let them take their course, let the process go on, let them go. Even though the person, do nothing bad, and the investigator, we all settle down, But what would it take little corners then for we self that the problem today? This are investigatory stuff they go on for. So not even go no side yet from the process. Not give them time, let them go on. The person self where they question, they produce the answers the way they want or what they don't want, The next thing again, what I think say, even advanced country there, where you get all kinds of sophisticated things then, investigation, not they just go number one grade, they bam, they don't conclude at all. How much more Sierra Leone? How much difficulty they are for let you able to gather information, for let it be straight and truthful. It's not easy. That kind of possible way to do that kind of work there. Hey, you need to give a credit, I tell you. With the less sophisticated stuff they all get there. You know get camera there and way they catch people. Computer and say, hey, this person don't do so. It's not easy now the developed world there. How you will expect say for easy as Sierra Leone, I don't see. People are not realistic sometimes. We really not realistic. If you want somebody for investigator, give them time because not to by somebody can't tell you no more this. You get for follow, waiting that person, you get for follower, but you still need more information for let you support that particular thing that person tell you. So long give them time for do that. You understand? Yeah. One more thing I think I go add for that stuff there. If the process what they do now, if people and feel say too long, this, that, then for go through the constitution and change, amend some things the way people say yes. We don't give power to this particular part of government too much. Law separate the powers, Then they better that way then. Instead of we should begin poke holes and things where not necessary, where the fuel flames that are contributing. So they blame politics out there, but we say are contributing factors. Anyway, thank you so much for allowing me.
All right, thank you very much, Umar.
Yeah.
Yes, caller, you're live on air. Your name and who the call from, please.
Yes, Triple, this is Momo the call from Fargo.
Yes, Momo, you have 3 minutes.
Yeah. Thank you. What mean they say here is the first thing we will all get for know if we all see different way. But let we know say Ben Kelfab and this was the Aram. Now the present administration on the Aram for let it do what they do. And it get for do exactly what they expect and for do. Because that's the Aram for. So either you like it or not, you get for do what he for do for please the administration. Either you do it right or you do it wrong. But you get for do a job. Secondly, the former president now be a president. If they don't rule. We all know say yes, then people are the thief. But we're not going to expect them for let you carry so you can't say yes, I don't thief money. You go defend yourself to the last, for protecting him. But now, what you now we hope the Sierra Leone people now that for put to open trust on, for rely on, and the justice system. When are then two people are all get for go end up. When are them people in the justice system and then get for decide who is wrong and who is right. So we go kill yourself now for first for them two people there who don't like the ACC boss, who don't like the former president. It's okay. But now all pray if we justice system be independent, if we get trust on the justice system, an officer would kill himself plenty when things like this they happen. Because we all know say when they go in front of the justice system, we all gonna know exact who is right and who is wrong. So me hope here is now pray now justice system they follow this and let them care for be independent. What is in for reaching a court. So now we all at call. So now that's me again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Momo.
Yeah.
Yes, caller, are live on here? Your name and side the call from, please.
Hey, thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving to all my brothers and sisters.
Same to you. You got 3
Sierra
minutes.
Network Charity Foundation. This is Naumar, the call from Los Angeles. The brother, me, I need to talk about cuisine. This, let the left demand they do work. Whether or not they not investigate Pakaba, not till they work on it. Now the APC time. Now then take after Pakaba. Now then before don't do what Timbala do so. Now then before don't call Pakaba and put her on the inquiry. They did it for 11 years. They're not in charge of Pakaba. They don't do anything. Why they can't ask Mother Dio? When Mother what Pakaba hand over now, when I hand over G, will not take over now, now responsibility for interview or investigate the Pakaba government. Why they can't put another Dio in here? Come on, man. Let's be real. These them are they do their job. Whether or not Chief Minister Chief Monio, not Chief Monio, let God, me I pray to God let APC win 2023. Let we see what thing they can do. Let we see, because now it open. Social media, they're everywhere. So let us arrest Chief Minister, arrest Minister of Land, arrest everybody, and let us just make Kangbangba or they clear like how to the CISO. Investigate them. Why you sell land and will not pay land? Why you hold $1.5 million will not pay you own? Why you keep 2 million bags? Because like that they go on 2 million bags less will not pay you own. Let us do the same thing. Because they get that same opportunity. Now that people don't set the route. Now the thing this world they talk, they say, oh no, not go back. Even the constitution. A lot of things are when they cry foul play today. It's nothing for the foul play. It can be amend the constitution to make things right. But because they don't want to do the thing, because they're corrupt. So they let everything as it is. Now make it out, they cry the constitution or this other. Then people don't do that. Like when they say the kind of power, whole Pakaba, with everybody wanna be treated, it cheap oil money, it cheap gas money, it cheap pepper money, when I do them waiting then why they do so. Maybe whether why I said don't cancel, they be for what thing they do. We not do all that because we not know exactly what we need to do. Now then why I don't can they do this, Lord we give them the hand, let them do it. Need to pray for APC win. Lord we see what they can do 2023 or 24. If they go do what they do, come on. If unless by Koroma take Sierra Leone money, unless by Koroma for bring Sierra Leone money back, not to impact on our property. Me not care about what they make or what they not make. Demand investigate. They say money laundering. What do we expect by money laundering? When you try for transfer money to other people, and that's money laundering. The guy not go can no throw number if he not get evidence. So all we need for the law is now. Sophisticated country like that where we get all kinds of machines, all kinds of technology. When they investigate cases like that where it take a while. So they take months. So let me give the man chance, let him do an investigation. Other than Koroma, not to God. If you not listen to God, not to God. If he takes something not to you where belong to the country, let them investigate them. If they find them guilty, let him be. They don't talk to they jail anybody. So let him get the money if they find them guilty. As far as they concerned, innocent. But let them investigate them. They find anything guilty, they give the money back. That's all, my brother. We don't know how to hear on that. When I get the time, we don't do it. Why now are they worried? No matter the other, for go investigate Kaba in time. We will not take over. Now, we not before don't do it. What's the matter with you? So, dear, now that's not me, brother. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Omar, thank you, sir. One thing I don't know if you don't notice. Pussy we come, we see, me could not stress we safe. Just watch out and they talk now. So the gear they go up. We can always get them. Make we come with doctor. Make we waiting he get for we today. Yes, Dr. Aisatuka Kejalo, you get the platform now.
Yes, hi, good evening, everyone. Sorry I was late. Just that on Wednesdays I do other stuff. But anyhow, I want to say, thank you to the ACC and in team, the boss. I know say me, I be don't get incomplete in terms of, the lack of effort or the lack of commitment will be the only begin to see. But we know say initially we get so much passion in fighting corruption as alone. So as it is right now, I know so many people then get so many questions them as to why then they interview the former president, in a certain way, and people then they feel differently. But you know what? Me right now, I want to say I go begin to consider for give the ACC boss a passing grade for what thing it on they do and the against corruption in our country. Now something where every Sierra Leonean them for take at heart. So what thing they happen as many of the callers then don't see, where with few exceptions, this not the first time. This not an unprecedented something we don't happen in our country. Law embrace them. Law appreciate that for saying, you know what, we want to see change in our country. The only way we will see change if everybody come together and understand, say, for fight corruption, it will take time. But you know what, if everybody in commitment, everybody willing for support the anti-corruption commission, waiting and they do right now for understand, say, it no matter whether they appoint them by this current administration or not. This current administration understands fully, say, whether self-command power, then we'll really investigate them, everything what they don't do. We know that. And if we all understand that, when person don't carry, say, part of in flagship program, now for fight corruption. So it just for sure, say, it they do that. Now we same one, they say, this not the year of delivery where the president don't say. So if the work they go on, law we just be patient. As others have said, it takes time. Things like this will take time. And the difference here is fighting corruption with somebody who don't in a leadership position compared to somebody who not be in a leadership position. Now, two different things, where it be say, we serve the scene as to some, whether not senators, them, then in the political, arena, to then do anything, you they see the on it, then they actually go all over, just for find out what thing and they do what not. Right? But this time around, when they try to do this in a secluded way, and after come and inform the general public of what they do, not the right way. Because you know what, since the former president being in lawyer themselves say security now be a problem, so at least now the ACC don't ensure say insecurity go there intact, then go ensure say nothing happen to them until they done the interview. If they get for going to court, then go to court. If you're not guilty, you're not guilty. But as far as we know, we already know what's going to happen. And some people then get for swallow. Yeah, they say this. So some people then get for swallow and words them for waiting, and they still say it will be the outcome of this. We know say whatever has been taken from Sierra Leone for let this country go forward, with them put on at their own pockets and only worry about themselves and their own family. Trust me, their money they need and they come out. If they not come out, now jail time. Jail time is going to be the answer to that solution. You make an arrangement, you pay for it, or you have to pay for it another way. So law just stop for the say, oh, you can get like something somebody said, let me just leave that. But Let's not condemn what the ACC is doing or what this current administration is doing to fight corruption, because you know what, it has never happened. And to tell you the truth, we won't foresee this kind of stuff them happening, because as themselves done, they know say they have to be ready to submit and commit to whatever process is going to happen. You know, so Lord understands the corruption na Sierra Leone. Now don't kill we nation. Now don't make today we not get water na salon. Now don't make today we not get good healthcare system. We begin and they die because of lack of electricity. What would they ask for? You know, and this constant skeptical, you know, thinking for say, you know what, corruption will not go for first and a salon. I really not something where all Sierra Leoneans therefore stop and begin to think, say, you know what, we want salon forward. The people that way they try for set for or go team up and begin to jubilate. After all this done, waiting and they give you, you know, you get job, you get water, you get light, waiting at the healthcare system. If you sick, are they going to be there for you? That's not the question. They will never be there for you. They will only care about themselves and their immediate family. And the truth is, there is no sacred cow, and the law is supreme. Yet, even though we know the Constitution gets so many things that we'll need for amend, which we will amend, inshallah. We will amend that, and that nation will move forward. And like concern Sierra Leone, the country gets so much natural resources, but in how we go utilize them and for let the country go forward, now there the problem there. Because even if people that know, they not want for try for like other people that find out, say, now this will for do, now this will for do, not bring in the people that we go really use help we use these raw materials now we ground, now we nation, instead of exporting it out of the country. You know, then you talk about the timber, when they cut now Africa, you know, we they see this now Gambia, West Africa, and Senegal, when they set for stuff like this. So let's us also fight for things that we know our nation has, so we can keep them in our country. So that way we will create employment, we will create different things, and we're going to make the country, you know, stand and also compete among other African nations, them, what they envy or what they even want for how we country become, you know. But corruption in Africa, we know that it even overseas, but the too much of the corruption, thinking that you should take everything and leave other people dry. That's the thing that I cannot stand, and it makes me really irritated. And when people come on the platform and thinking that they can only condemn when fight is going on for corruption, then if you really do that, I don't think you really care for Sierra Leone. If you care for Sierra Leone, you're not a true patriot for that nation. You go support the fight where you go on right now and no say, you know what, now a step forward, now a step in the right direction. So for that reason, I go left and right today and no say Salon will really Salon for better. Salon for better. We deserve this. It's been too long and we want to see change in our nation. Thank you very much to all the callers them. You know, thank you to AAAU for bringing us these updates, for keeping us abreast to what's going on in the nation, along with the previous panelists, because I wasn't there to listen to them, you know, but the time where I get for listening, and I felt like I need to contribute, and I will continue to do that. Advocacy is going to be the charge for all Sierra Leoneans, and we should continue to do that. Thank you, and happy holidays for all the one that we celebrate. Just be careful, be mindful, don't gather too much crowd. Even if people come to you, make sure that they wear their mask, make sure that they wash their hands, because you don't know who said them be there, and you go do well. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't get too much for say. The last time, that was on Monday, I say, talk and go, talk and come. This particular one, na good thing. Because they don't go down in history. Say for the first ever time, a former president is being interviewed for corruption allegations. They don't go down at the books. Now, the history books, the page then don't they add up. for say the former president for the second time, they don't interview him. We'll make a come first because I see a lot of people, they watch this thing as if it's like Francis Ben Kaifala nainde against former President Koroma. Former President Koroma himself be appoint 2 people them when I then be the na anti-corruption. The person when Fitzgerald Kamara na him be dede. He pull and then he make and the Attorney General. Then he puts Adi Macaulay. He not do him out of which thing the Constitution say. He do him in line with the Constitution. When President Bio come, Adi Macaulay come out, then Francis Ben Kefala na President Bio put there as to waiting the Constitution say. So anti-corruption need forget a boss. Anti-corruption need forget a commissioner according to the Constitution. We set up anti-corruption. So because of that, President Bio appoint Francis Ben Kefala. Francis Ben Kefala, he should be the say he not being supposed to be anti-corruption boss because of A, B, C, and D. The courts in Sierra Leone began for sit down on that matter. Not too long ago. Now then sit down on the matter, then say, well, Francis Ben Kefala been get right for be the boss na ACC because waiting do according to the instrument where them be look am, he be get right. So Francis Ben Kefala self be go say, you know waiting, una always be don't talk about me. Say me no able for be the boss because of the time where I be take up office and this and that and this. Una need for apologize to me. That's what he said. Well, nobody no be apologize. But now, Francis Ben Kefala, they doing work. Okay, make we just take a pause for a little, Naya. Make we take a pause for a little. Let's say true. Eh? We all they pray for somebody for come, for help we for fight against corruption. We all they pray that. Do we need somebody from heaven? Na for come for help fight against corruption? Na salon? Or we get that mindset say na with people them na then for come for help for fight corruption na Sierra Leone? And then they would think. So what if President Bio, being President Bio, na can now say in the fight corruption? Why we not go give the support? Why? A lot of time when they talk here, with a point on if you want for back waiting in at the Commission of Inquiry, what do they use for Backham? You use for Backham with the Auditor General in reports. Now you use for Backham. We still do it. For say, the 2019 Auditor General in report, it come out. And right now, around the corridors, openly, we go say Tripoli Kanaya. You know, can I do it too? But around the corridors, a lot of misappropriation, they usai people them with inside this current administration. Then their names are there. For the same thing way the Auditor General reports, be they try for expose years back. Now the same thing they inside this particular 2019 Auditor General report. So, what you make they bring this to we attention? If we try for play with this one where they go on now, if we try for play with this one where they go on now, then when their Auditor General reports they come out, now the same way then go just play with them back. So if we use with strength for fight against corruption now, that same strength they now we go use for fight against corruption with the Auditor General report come out. For now, people in the car and they talk say this administration corrupt, everybody they corrupt. Okay, that's fine. But on waiting you team up where you say it corrupt, waiting are you evidence? I don't want you misunderstand me now because we quick, we don't misunderstand. Waiting at the evidence where you team up. But guess what? When the Auditor General in report go come out for 2019, you go get something for court say, look the Auditor General in report A, B, and C, Francis Ben Kaifala no go after them. You go get something for court say, this one na cherry picking. Then they go after APC, they no go after their own people. Because waiting this, we no get one strong evidence for sure. Like a lot of times they say, yes, oh, look, the 1.5 million where the Tijan be say in the try for investigate the chief minister. That is true. Now so he be say Francis Benkefala just come, he say, well, he be call the man like come and this and that and what's not. Okay. But when the 2019 Auditor General report go come out, so the same strength where would they use now? Now the same strength now we get for use yanda. Now we get for use. Because if we can't find out, say, when the Auditor General report come out, then begin play dakadeke with them, then we know, say, they are not ready to fight corruption. But as it is now, make we accept it, okay, we're ready for fight corruption. We ready? Yes. And the Auditor General in report safe for able pick out certain areas them where if for able bring inside. Beaucoup people then get their own assumption of who side and why and how they think say corruption they take place in this administration. Me self I get one. When through the Minister of Lands. The Minister of Lands, the way they bargain, the way they take, the way they do, with anything from the judiciary for stop and say, you can't do this. You can't. You can't. So what are we trying to say here? What do they try for say? Corruption, no good in our country. It no good. The thing that we are they see by this present administration, yes. Waiting Francis Benkefala, waiting this administration they use. Now documents them where they don't prepare already. Then they use against them. Then they use. So we already assume now, assume. Me say if I get another assumption. Me they give me on there. For say the stadium, the president in inauguration, would I be collect money? Would I be there in charge of that inauguration day? Now the first lady. You don't ever see anything where prove say, okay, look now how now this kind sign now this then spend. You don't ever see no account was given. Or you think say because now the first lady now be there in charge, we no need for be held accountable. Eh? So there are so many things then where they ask question about. Now make we say, now make me say, make we wait. But this one, it's a good one. I said it the first, they say, the first time ever we go say a former president, they don't question him. They don't question her. And not to one thing, now we don't know say na two thing, now we know say another third time get for happen. There come again, wait till I be say the last time. It is a process. Now a process. It's an investigation. Now a process. These people, the person where they represent the former president. Now people them will be there for fed corruption for the previous administration. Make we just see now waiting with the deal with. Now people them we then self then you work now been for fight against corruption na the country. So waiting na the thing now, then people and they self don't work na the system, then sabi how the system they work. Then sabi because then sabi how the system they work, anti-corruption now get for take time for do them work. They can't be rushed. Maybe if they rush, then go miss something. Now we all the talk say whose high profile case where anti-corruption don't win. If we push then just no. Let us say now we push and then Francis Benkefala can make announcement saying, you know it thing. We don't try for do so many interviews and do investigation. We not get enough evidence for carry this case go court. What do you go say? What do you go say? You know, go say, oh, they don't get Francis Benkefala. All this, or the one them way, now the APC supporters and sympathizers, then go say, now this will be the talk. The one they way now this, then go say, President Bill for fire Francis Benkefala now. Because waiting do, public opinion right now in Sarah, we all know. The one them where they in support and sympathizers of the APC say the former president is not corrupt, a clean. The one them where they in support of this regime say the former president is corrupt. Some people we know they support nobody, then get your opinion. Then get the opinion. So because it's an high profile case, because of the people them where they represent the former president, they know it's in a corruption, so then go sabi how for hide corruption, so then go sabi how for expose corruption. And now we get Francis Benkefala where himself they go against two people them we be don't sit down at that office day. What are we not getting here? What will not get there? The office where they investigate the former president. Now two people will be don't sit down at this office. Now then they represent her. Process. Due process. Make we allow ACC for do them work. ACC media team then pull say if need be then go call the former president back. Francis Benkefala say he left other interview them for complete the investigation or the questioning or the interviews. We should say more interviews is going to be conducted. Then you come now people and they say, well, they for just gonna cut one thing. Hey, Salon. Waju. Eno kimpeo. What is it? Say the waju so you know take you time. Let us take with him. So that we go kill Ange for seeing God. Let us take with him. So that we go kill Ange for seeing God. If not, all this, and so you go in the back. All this, but not also we want. Not also we want. Let ACC take them time for do them work. Let them take them time. Yeah? But we not go expect then they investigate somebody from 2007 to 2018. They meet with the person only 2 times. They will say all thing done. Let them do their work. Let them take as much time as they want. As much time as they want, let them take it. As long as it done under the law of the land. As long as it's done under the law of the land, that's all we want. Now, once alone we get, and we forget love for our country. Waiting and talk day, waiting and ask day, let them try day. But Naya, make we just express we love for our country. Do ya? Do ya? Then Kefala get a job to do? Even in carry out in job? Peace for in our country. Former president get questions then for answer to from ACC. Even in doing that, we need peace in our country. We need peace in our country. Former president, don't tell you, He saying they go back na Makeni and they go enjoy in retirement. So if you, when they go in ala, you know they enjoy. Take a chill pill. Because you need for. They go enjoy in retirement. He worked for it. Anybody will work, he go get him pay. He saying don't give him 10 years to the country. So, FBK and EBK. FBK, do you work, sir? Do you work? EBK, enjoy your retirement. But when they need for make you answer question, please come. Make we know you again. Because this one we don't go Makeni so for Canton again, we know you ala again. No you ala. We no say you don't tell we say you ready for clear your name. That is good. Everybody is innocent until proven guilty. Or until he say well in guilty. And ready for make plea bargain with ACC. Alright. But without that, make we just see how things they go, yeah? And so may think and so I think. We'll go there back tomorrow. I see now the birthday girl enter the house. Okay, happy birthday to you, Martha Eronobi. We don't wish you happy birthday in your absence, so. But since you don't come in now, we say happy birthday again. Yeah? And the one salon we get. Sometimes, for do them program, yeah? It's so difficult. Because we see, man, this is, una no kino self. Say, hey, I say, when Sierra Leone don't ready for go before. Now, yeah, would they tell quick? Say, we are ready. We are on the trajectory to success and victory. Eh? But as long as when we can deny, that's what they agree with back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then they make you know say, hey Salon, man, we dey force. We dey force. And then they will not want. But we'll be back tomorrow till we meet again. Triple A, Tata.